Hi guys, welcome to Living the Harden Dream. If you're new, I'm Tiffany, and today is January the 1st of 2025. Guys, 25 has rolled in like the wind. 2024 was a blessing towards the end of the year. Guys, it was a whirlwind, but we're going to bring in this new year with a good spirit, a good heart, lots of love, and lots of food. So I have so much to get done today, and our meal plan for the holiday is going to be something simple, and my family enjoys it. So I was thinking I just bring them along with me and just show them what I do to bring the new year in. And let's talk about family traditions. What our 2025 resolutions are going to be. What are your goals? Um, Leave in the comment, guys. I need those comments to start building. I need your help to build my channel. I have a few goals for 2025, and we'll talk about those later. I have the day off to spend time with family and friends. So let's see what blessings we will experience together. So let's get started with our New Year's dinner. Our meal plan is going to be fried pork chop or fried chicken. I have two options. We're going to do collard greens, which our tradition or our elders always told us that collard greens stood for money. We're going to do black-eyed peas, which stands for luck. We're going to do cornbread or homemade biscuits. I haven't decided yet. So, anywho, y'all come along with me and let's create this meal for my family. I currently have our Instapot ready to go. We're going to wash our black-eyed peas in this colander, get them loaded into the Instapot and let them get started. I currently have our protein source in the sink unthawing. There's something wrong with my microwave on why I can't get those defrosted in the microwave. We have our collard greens ready to go. I have a pot ready for that here on the stove. Pot ready to that. We're going to slow simmer those until they're tender. So let's get started. Alrighty guys, in the comments, what are your family traditions? What is it that you do with your loved ones on New Year's Day? Leave those in the comments. I'm so intrigued with what other countries, if you're not from the United States, how do you guys bring in the new year? We do not do a lot of stuff for the new year. We just cook and hang out. We have plans on watching movies, just spending time with our family because we know life is short and we want to spend as much time as we can with one another. In my Instapot, I am going to add my black-eyed peas, a container of chicken broth, we may need 2 containers of chicken broth because that's just not going to be enough. I do a container and a half. And then we will add some water. We are going to add salt and pepper. And we are going to set this for, I'm going to do the multi-grain for an hour. We're going to make sure our lid is closed. Okay, let's move on while that gets started. And let's get our collard greens started. We're going to add in some the rest of this chicken broth. We do not need a lot of liquids for this. Ooh, I just made a mess. We're going to add in our collard greens. And we're going to add in a ham hock. And I'm going to put that on about 6. And we're going to put a lid on that. Once it unthaws enough for me to be able to deal with it, stir it, I'll add in salt, pepper, and a little bit of sugar. We're going to get these 2 items started working until our meat defrosts, and then we'll start cooking from here on out. Okay guys, now that our meat has defrosted, let's get ready to fry some chicken and pork chop. I love just to take a Ziploc bag and put my flour and seasonings in to fry our chicken. Okay, to our flour, we're going to add some pepper, some salt, some onion powder, some garlic powder, a little bit of Italian seasoning, a little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of poultry seasoning, and a little bit of all season oil. We've made a mess here. All right, let's clean our mess up right quick. Let's get our bag a good shake. So let's talk about family traditions. What are some of you guys' family traditions? We do not have any. We just normally cook, eat, watch a movie, spend time with one another. But what we do go by the rule is wives' tales. I washed up all the laundry before today because my elders would tell me that if I done laundry on the first day of the year, then it's a possibility I could wash a loved one away, which means they would die. I'm cooking the normal food, something green for money. My lima beans are for look. I don't do anything today that I don't want to do the rest of the year. Now, I do need to eat because, my fat girl's got to eat. So, I am going to cook today. But as far as cleaning, I don't want to do that the rest of the year. Knowing I'm going to have to. But I don't want to. Alright, we've got our chicken battered. Let's check our grease and see what it looks like. That's heating up. I had to get my coffee started, but while that's heating up, let's talk about New Year's resolutions. I went to try and find the little piece of paper that I had wrote down my New Year's resolutions. Okay, so for 2025, I am not a reader. I can read, and the more I read, the better I get at it. But I've not had any interest in reading in probably about 10 years. But I want to get on the bandwagon. I love reading Christian based books, um, but I would love to get involved in that. So, my goal is to read 12 books for 2025. That gives me one book a month. I currently work a full time job, a part time job at night, go to college, and I film for YouTube. So my time is limited on how many books I can read. I can't give you but so many. So I would love to do 12 books. I want to start paying attention to my health. My life matters, and for many years it never did. I was too busy catering to others, children, husband, grandchildren. Now it's 2025 is my year, and I want to be healthier than ever. And so I'm going to start with a half a gallon of water a day. I am a cigarette smoker. Been smoking since I was 20. I smoked beforehand, but I did not seriously smoke until I was 20 years old, and I've been smoking ever since then. And smoking is I don't enjoy the after effects of smoking. I enjoy the comfort of smoking. So if I'm having a bad day and I'm stressed out, I'm going to smoke more. The cigarette is almost like a pacifier or a baby blanket. It's a comfort. And I've noticed here recently that I'm having pains in the middle of my back towards my lungs. My throat stays sore. My tongue feels like it has been cooked. Like, I don't know, there's a numbness in my tongue. I mean, when I look at myself, when I take my glasses off and I put in my contacts, I look like a cigarette. Like my skin is starting to change. I need to quit. So it is one of the hardest things. I have been trying to quit for 20 years. Some people say, well, just stop buying them, just stop smoking them, just stop this. That's easier said than done when you have a weak personality, when you have a weakness, when you have a dependence problem. I've never done drugs, never been a drinker. Cigarettes is my problem. And so for me, it's the hardest thing when it's a legal drug. Like I can go to the gas station, buy as many packs as I want to. I feel like it would be a different mental issue. Like I wouldn't need them so bad if they were illegal. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a rule breaker. I try to follow by the rules. And so, but anyway, the past 20 years has been a journey trying to get off these cigarettes. I've tried Chantix. I've tried another antidepressant. I can't think of the name of it right this minute. I've tried the patches. I've tried cold turkey. Nothing seems to work. So I'm going to try YouTube Shorts, so you guys can keep me accountable. It is the next day from the beginning of this video. I'm not even gonna lie, I tried to get everything done yesterday. I wanted today to be leftovers because I was not cooking. It's the first of the year. We're gonna take a break. I only got one day off this week. Anyway, so far this morning I have not thought about them. I've not smoked. Um, I don't even know what time it is. Probably about 9:30 in the morning. But I'm thinking about doing a YouTube short, and let's talk about the journey of smoking, how to stop smoking, what's the best thing to stop smoking. Like I need those comments. I mean I need help with this. So you may see a short later on today of me crying because I'm coming off the nicotine and I need it. You know, as far as okay, we're gonna stop smoking. It's not. People say when you get your mind ready, you'll quit. My mind's being ready. I know I need to quit. I'm confident that I need to quit. I work in the medical field, so I'm confident. We need to quit while we're ahead before there's some damage, and there's going to be damage. And so I keep looking at my grandbabies and saying I'm shortening my life from them. I want to, for 2025, start doing some form of self care. Like I said, I don't take care of myself. And so, if I don't take care of myself, nobody else is going to take care of me. And so, I want to get my back right. I have many years ago, I had like a 20% disability in my back, and I just pushed through. I didn't have time. I had babies I had to feed. I had a family that I had to raise. I didn't have time to worry about my back, and my back is bothering me now. I did not do what the doctors told me to do, and so I need to get my back right. So I'm gonna focus on that. Now, as far as YouTube, social media goes, I would love to end December of 2025 with 2,000 plus subscribers. So I can't do that without your help. I'm putting out the content. I need you guys to like and follow and subscribe. And so, but anywho, whatever you can do is a blessing. If I don't meet it, it's okay. If I do, it's a blessing. But anyway, what are some of your New Year's resolutions? I kept mine minimal because 9 times out of 10 I'm not going to follow through because I'm lazy when it comes to myself and what I want to do. I'm too busy following what everybody else wants to do and complying to everybody else. But I'm going to focus this year on myself. But anyway, what are some of your New Year's resolutions? Leave them in the comments. Let's know what you're doing. So by now our grease should be hot enough to handle this chicken. Okay, now that we've got our chicken in the frying pan, I'm going to put this pork chop in this flour so it can be getting ready. Now, guys, we've taken our chicken out the frying pan. Let me show you. Isn't that some pretty chicken? So now let's get our pork chop to frying. I don't know. So I'm not sure if any of you know, but the key to knowing if your chicken or your pork chop is done, you see how fast that grease is bubbling? It won't be bubbling that fast. If I think of it, I try and show you when it's done cooking. I'm not sure, guys, what happened to my mic in this clip. It must have cut off and I didn't realize it. But in this at this point, I am explaining to you guys that my daughter requested collards. I mean, sorry, cabbage instead of collards. And so I was going to just chop up a portion of this big cabbage to chop for my daughter. She would prefer that. I have seen that a lot of older people, they like cutting their cabbage up in large chunks. Restaurants do the same thing in my area, and it's just not something that I enjoy. I would rather slice it small and fry it in some bacon fat or fatback grease, whatever grease source that you have, with some salt and pepper. But here I am struggling with this dull knife. I really need a good set of knives. So if anybody has any uh, tips or any information on a good set of knives, please leave it in the comments. And here is that chopped up cabbage. Now, in the bottom of the pan, I had just a little bit of bacon fat. I had made bacon for breakfast and used some of that bacon fat and just a little bit of water. All I want to do is steam this cabbage. I do not want to, I don't want a mushy cabbage. I still want some texture to it. But add just a little bit of water, let it sit there and steam, put a lid on it, and add salt and pepper, and it should come out just fine. Our next step would be corn on the cob. This corn I sourced locally from a farmer in my area. Unfortunately, I was unable. I planted corn, but it just did not do anything this past summer. So I've got the corn in the pan, the pot, and I'm just going to add water and a stick of butter, salt, and pepper, and we're going to let this boil until it's done. And now, guys, it's time for a quick tidy up of the kitchen. Now, I started this project this morning with a empty dishwasher and also an empty trash can so that as I was cooking, I could clean at the same time. So when everything's said and done, there's just not a lot of cleanup at the end of this process. Now, guys, we're almost at the end of our cooking process. The last thing that we're going to do, my husband had requested cornbread, so we're going to get some mixed up and get it frying for him. I normally just do 3/4 of a cup or a cup and a quarter. I take that back of cornmeal and just a quarter of a cup of flour, self-rising flour, with salt and pepper and some water. to make it a little looser than pancake mixture texture, if that makes sense. I want it just a little bit soupy because he would prefer the cornbread to be very thin and crispy on the ends instead of like a cake of cornbread, like a jiffy cornbread. That's something that he's really does not enjoy. Here I am heating up what the old people used to call a cast iron spider, but it's a very thin cast iron frying pan. You see it in the back there smoking. I had added a little bit of grease to it, and then we're just going to add our test run. The very first cake of cornbread that you make is always your test run to see if your pan's at the right temperature. If it's not, the cornbread will not, um, it will not fry correctly. It'll fall apart on the pan. But if it's at the right temperature, you'll have a crispy piece of cornbread. And right here, I'm showing you the test piece. My temperature was correct on my frying pan, so I'm just going to add a little bit of oil, and we're going to start this process over again, do our second cake of cornbread. And guys, um, we're going to get this cornbread fried up and ready to go, and I'll show you at the end all that we cooked, an overview of what we cooked for the day. All right, guys, this is the conclusion of our New Year's dinner. We have corn on the cob, collard greens and ham hocks, some cabbage, rice and gravy, black-eyed peas, pork chop and chicken, and cornbread. I hope you guys have a blessed New Year's dinner like we are about to have. God bless. And don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. What are you doing for the new year? What are your resolutions? What are your goals for this year? Let us know. God bless.